when you went back and watched that scrimmage on Saturday, what did you like? What did you see in terms of
Yeah, I mean, just like any scrimmage, some good, some bad. I think there were some plays guys were really running around, flying to the ball. And then there were some plays that we watched as a full defense that they didn't live it up to our standard, and every play has to be like it's the last play. And I want guys playing, listen, they run a takeoff, the field corner probably not going to be, in on the play. But if you're in somewhere close, I want to see as many of our guys sprint to the ball and getting their eyes to the sideline, getting the next down. So there's some good, individual efforts on certain plays, but no one had this unbelievable standout scrimmage. Nobody, had, a really poor scrimmage. I was really pleased with some of the tackling that we had. That's always the one you're like, all right, how is it going to translate? First time since we tackled in a while. I thought we tackled solid. I would like to see us do that again this Saturday.
Derek Jackson's a guy who's played so much over the last few years, but it still feels like he's kind of a young guy. Where is his room for growth still?
Well, and we've talked with Derek is that he's such a smart player. Sometimes he's just got to cut loose and play, not overthink the downs. But he's made a lot of plays this fall camp. He looks ready to take that next step. Some of his tackles, some of his finishing, to take him to that next level of, sort of linebacker play. It's not going dead, like letting your feet go dead on a tackle and sort of falling, giving up, some leaky yardage, or at the same point, not missing a tackle because you're not in great body position. I think he does a lot of great work early, and we need to put ourselves in a position to finish the play. Not, hey, I'm at the finish moment. It's like, and there's like almost a relaxation point, and he needs to have a heightened urgency in that moment to really snap on the finish.
Right, I know there's been talk about this being a big season for Joplin. How's he progressing so far?
Yeah, so you know what? I think he's done some good things, and with Joe, I appreciate. I'm not going to go into too much depth because one way or the other with Joe, it's never good at media. So you gotta. It's that fine line of trying to tell him, hey, you're doing a good job, versus just continue to push. And so we're at that moment right now. We just need to continue to push. And if he has a great season, at the end of the season, I'll tell him you did a great job.
On the defensive line, just the offensive lineman that talked about the battles inside the trenches, how do you feel like that group is progressing in terms of generating consistent pressure this season?
Yeah, I think it's a daily battle with those guys, and I think we still need to get a little bit off the roller coaster. We have some days where we're really good, and then some days I don't feel the energy, and you have to get after it a little bit. And listen, you're going to have those ebb and flows at camp, but from that group, I'm really trying to demand, and Coach Stewart's demanding of those guys we need that level every day, because we're going to need it every week. You can't have a lull moment in the season. You've got 12 guaranteed, and we can't have, hey, we played, 6 really good, 2 or 3 sort of, it was okay, and then 3 that, they got to play elite all the time. And you want that from everybody, but especially up there, man, you got to play strong and physical and nasty, and it hurts and it's gritty, and you've got to tape up, and you're going to have dings and bruises, and your body's going to hurt. But to play that position in the trenches, like, you've got to embrace that, and you've got to love it. Like, it's almost a sense of pride. Like, yeah, you know what? I got to tape my other elbow up. I got to tape my, I got to do this. You can't be a Ferrari sports car up there.
Back on the signing day, Mark talked about Graham Gothier as a guy who could play outside or inside for you. You still see that in his future, or you want him focused mainly on outside right now?
You know what? He is a guy that I think can play either. And what I want him focused on is big picture understanding. Understand the defense, understand how to play fast, understand how to strike and separate. to pin a freshman into a position for the rest of his career right now at this, I think is silly. Like, hey, listen, you got to have a place where he can sort of anchor through camp, right? But understand what we're trying to get done schematically, and understand what you have to do from a physical standpoint. From at the end of the day, you know, our Sam outside linebackers, our Mikes and Wills, you got to be able to play in space. You got to make space tackles. You got to be able to win a one-on-one. You got to be able to pass rush, whether it's against a tackle or a back or a tight end. So all those, the skill set is very similar in that regard. So just learn how to be successful, you know, within the play call that we set on that down, and, you know, we'll figure it out later for him.
Right, Jalen's obviously coming off the ACL. Do you see him just trusting that knee again, moving back at full speed?
I did. You know, I mentioned earlier about tackling. One of the things I was really pleased to see, he came out of the post and made an unbelievable open field tackle. You know, a really sort of difficult tackle for a post safety. You know, that parted. He's got to come down. Running back, he's got a two-way go. I mean, it's a hard hit. And there was no hesitation. It wasn't an absorbed cat. Like, he came down and he struck. So that was awesome to see. And I think for his confidence, like, okay, I'm back. And you've seen him fly around, make plays. And just like all our guys, you know, you're gonna have some mental mistakes where you get sort of back into it. But he's at the point in his career that as soon as it happens, he's like, yeah, I know I should have done this or that. So really pleased with his progress.
Right. Keaton got his feet wet last season, made some good plays for you. What have you seen from him kind of taking that next step between that first and second year?
Yeah, Keaton and I have had a lot of talks about this being a big jump year, because he is a guy that can be a dominant player. For him, and we always talk about, all right, what does it take, right? We've talked about all these other players. What does it take to get them? For him, he's a very easygoing young man. He's very level-headed. He's even keel, not too high, not too low, and that's what you want, you know, from guys. But at the same time, you need, within a play, you need little spikes, and he'll have plays that he just stays even keel. It's like, no, like, this is a play that I need you to amp up. Like, it's okay to get angry or to get mad. And when he has those moments, I try to encourage him, like, that's okay. Like, I want you to get all the way up to the line. You know, and I've had that conversation. Josh Pascal will tell you, you know, Josh had that early in his career. He was very much a pleaser, that, like, he always wanted to be in the right spot. And it was at some point, Josh, like, it's okay to be a little bit selfish, because you're going to, as long as you go make a play. Like, I need you to, I get it, you're the B-gap player, but you're whipping this guy so bad. I want you to, nope, it's not going to the B, go take the A and go make a tackle for loss. Like, Keaton's a little bit of that same way. Like, hey, listen, I get it, you're in your gap. Toss them. You're strong. Toss them and go make a play on the inside in your secondary gap. And it's not always going to be right and perfect. But if he's 8 out of 10 on those, I'll take it. Now, I tell you, if you start getting 5 out of 10 on guessing or making your own plays, then I'm going to have to reel you in.
Yeah, there was talk on
last one.
on Tuesday about the offense having issues finishing drives. How did you feel your red zone defense did in that first kind of 11 on 11?
You know what? We made a stop, and then we also gave up a touchdown. So I mean, it needs to be better. I'd like to make all stops down there. But you know, with the 1D on that first drive, you know, they did a nice job of rising up in the red zone, you know, and forcing that play. So would like them not to get down there to start, but it was good. It was good situational football that they elevated, and we know there's going to be stress, and especially going against our offense, they're going to make plays, and it's about the response. I liked how they responded there. There was some other times in that scrimmage I think we needed a better response. So like everything else in camp, we need to just keep on improving. We need these next 2 weeks to be ready.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.